All right, not the way we wanted to open conference play. You know, first of all, I need to give credit to Coach Petrino and his staff and the job they did, and they got a heck of a football team. Lamar Jackson is every bit as good as everybody says he is and thinks he is. I mean, the guy's pretty special, and he made some things happen today that most people can't do, and then we gave him some opportunities that you can't give a guy. So, I thought special teams wise, we played really well. We had a game-changing play in all 4 phases. I thought there was a lot of really good things on our special teams. Offensively, there were a couple, probably about 4 to 5 drives that we would have loved to have finished those drives off the way we could have, but we didn't do that for one thing or another. And defensively, I'm not sure. There was way too much. We weren't even close to receivers when the guys were catching the ball, and I don't know how much of that is. I don't know that you can say that's because of Lamar Jackson. We've got to do a much better job on that back end because I thought our guys did a pretty good job of constricting the rush lanes and not just letting him scramble. I don't think that's what beat us today. It was just that he was able to put the ball on people that were wide open.
Without being able to see the videotape, what do you think the problem was on that coverage?
I can't tell you until I see it. I don't know the answer.
Larry, 2 games in, what's the most concerning part to you about the defense? Because everyone thought that would be the team's strength for you.
Yeah, I really did. And I think what's concerning is the mistakes that we're making and the mental mistakes. It's not so much physically. I mean, there was a couple things that, when a guy comes up to make a tackle and he makes a miss. I mean, that's just ability. But there were too many mental mistakes. I mean, when you have guys that are that open in those situations, there's definitely a breakdown.
Why didn't Chaz play in the second half?
We just decided to go with Brandon, and Brandon was doing a really nice job there, and we were gonna give him a chance, and he came out and did a nice job. Chaz probably could have gone. I'm not sure he would have been 100% at that time, and so we'll see how it plays out tomorrow.
What was his issue?
When was that decision made?
You guys know I'm not going to talk about that.
Did it happen on the sack fumble?
I got no idea.
Was it planned always to have Brandon play the first series of the second half?
No, that wasn't the plan. Plan was to start Chaz and then play it by ear from there. That was the plan. So, but I will tell you this: I thought Brandon came in and did a really nice job. I thought both those quarterbacks did a nice job. I thought the offensive line, that's a patchwork offensive line right now, did a great job in protection. There weren't that many times that I felt like the quarterback was pressured. I thought our receivers did a better job of getting open and those kind of things. We didn't run the ball effectively, but there were a couple of big sacks that took a lot of that away. So.
Other questions?
Are you still waiting for somebody to separate themselves at quarterback, or could this be a quarterback by committee type thing?
Oh, I mean, I'm always looking for somebody to separate themselves, and I thought Chaz had a good first half. I thought he really did. There were just those 2 series at the end of the first half that we would have liked to have had back. I mean, don't feel like we got what we needed there, but I thought, both quarterbacks I thought did a really nice job today. I mean, there were a couple throws on a couple deep balls that we would have liked to have had. We had 21 behind them there. One time we got the DPI, but we could have hit that one for a touchdown if we throw the ball out there.
On the 4th and 1 that Brandon threw incomplete, was that something that you saw that you thought you could catch them in the pass instead of running the ball there?
We thought it was, but they went in a different direction. We just didn't go to the. They brought a blitz that we were prepared for, and we got it picked up, but we just didn't execute the play.
Larry, Jalen was ejected last week. It seemed like he bounced back with some big plays today. They're going to speak to his potential, what you guys thought?
Yeah, I thought, there were, and I can't tell you overall how Jalen played, but there were some flashes that he made some really nice plays. I think even on that last long one, I think that was Jalen Dalton that ran the guy down, at 300 and something pounds. So, that's pretty impressive. And the kid's growing and he's getting better. And he made a mistake last week, and he'll learn from it, and hopefully he's going to continue to get better.
Aside from losing, how discouraging is it just to lose in this manner with the defense having the struggles it's having?
It's discouraging. When you lose a game, I don't really care how I lose it. It's it's a loss. I mean, we win as a team, we lose as a team. You know, we didn't do enough on offense to win the football game. We didn't do enough on defense to win on the football, win the football game. I thought we did enough in the special teams to win the football game. You know, so we still got to get better in both those other phases.
Now that you've seen Jackson in person, you were saying obviously how good he is, but is
Oh,
there
yeah.
a certain element that stands out that is just when you're
Well, I
watching
mean,
the hardest thing to match up with?
The guy, I mean, when you're in a situation in a one-on-one with him in open space, he's going to win. He's going to win. And there's times when you're in a two-on-one in open space that he's going to win. There aren't a whole lot of guys that can do that. I mean, that guy, he's special now. He really is. And y'all saw him. He sat back there and threw the ball like he, like he was in the NFL. I mean, he threw great passes. So, I mean, people talk about that he's not that type of quarterback. I mean, they're wrong. He can throw the football.
How do you assess the offense in terms of its ability to make more big plays this week?
I thought we did a much better job of making more explosive plays this week. I think even, Austin Prohl had some really nice plays for us. Thomas Jackson. It was good to see Daz Newsome. Daz Newsome gets in the game early and makes some big plays. And so those guys are going to continue to grow and get better, and we just got to get through these growing pains.
The
What
inability
enabled
to,
that to happen? Was it just execution, confidence changed?
I think a little bit of everything. I think, they had more confidence. It was their second game under their belt. The quarterbacks did a better job of getting the ball to them. The offensive line did a great job with the protection. So I think they were more comfortable. And, they were challenged. I mean, we 5 explosive plays in that first game. I mean, you can't live that way.
What was the challenge that you gave them?
Our goal was 10. So, I mean, but our goal was that in the first game. So we and I don't know what we had today, but I would say we were closer to that number.
the inability to run the ball effectively, was that more execution on your part or Louisville's defense?
I think a little bit of both. Bentley wasn't there with us. I thought Spain and Heck did a nice job, but then Cam goes down at one point, and so you lose him, and now you're trying to get through it, and you're trying to do the best job you can. And at that point, we just it would have been nicer to be able to run the ball more effectively, but we couldn't do it. You got to give them credit too. It's not just all us.
Compared to what Gene did the past couple of years, how much different is what JP does and his approach and his philosophy? Or
It's not a whole lot of difference in their philosophies and the way we do things. I mean, to be honest with you, if you were with us in our practices or in meetings, I mean, it's the same that it was last year. There's no difference there in philosophy. So, we just got to do I got to do a better job as a coach. Our staff's got to do a better job. But we got to do a better job making sure our kids understand it and they understand it well.
Larry, your offense is a lot better than you thought it would be. The defense maybe not as good. Does this change your season approach now? Do you?
No, it's not going to change the approach. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say the offense was better than I expected them to be. You won't hear that from me, because I got pretty high expectations for both sides. I said both sides didn't play well enough to win the football game today, and the special teams did.
Coach, it seemed like your defense was especially susceptible to the quick slants. They just seem to be gobbling up yardage on those slants. How do you stop that?
Well, you can change your coverages up, but at the same time you're trying to keep eyes on number 8, and so I mean they put you in a tough situation. I mean that's what they do with their offense. I mean, because if you watch his reads and things that where he's pulling the ball, it's not. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily pull the ball in those situations, but he goes and makes something happen when he pulls it. You call that an ability read.
All right, folks. Thanks, Coach.